guys, and welcome back to DIY Ideas, and welcome to my second part of the blanket video with my Alice Ombre tie-dye wool with the puffy fine wool. And you can see here I've already crocheted or finger crocheted some rows here. This is the loop wool that you can use without any knitting needles or crocheting hooks. You only need your fingers. And you can really make pretty things with, for example, this really big blanket. I have already done 12 rows so far, and I thought I'm going to change the pattern. And you can see that I always went here back and forth depending on which stitch I'm working on, so we kind of have the weaving optic here. And please look at the part number 1 if you want to see exactly how I did this. And so for this other pattern, I'm going to always just change what I'm doing in rows instead of in basically the columns, let's say. So I'm going to make the same pattern here for this whole row, okay, and then change it. Okay, so I'm taking the first loop here that I have and I'm pulling it from the back to the front. Then I have the next one here. So here the pattern that was before was exactly like what I was doing now. And then here, it was the opposite before, but we're still doing it the same way now. Here, exactly like the row before. And here, the opposite of how it was before. But in this row, we are going to do the same pattern this whole row through. So we're pulling from the back to the front for this whole row. Okay, you can see what it looks like here. Really simple. So we always have the wool laying on the back side, then we pull it through from the back to the front. And I'm going to continue doing this now until I'm at the end of this row. It's quite a few centimeters that I have left to go. So it's just a really nice big blanket and big project that I'm making. And I will see you at the end of this row. Okay, so this is my little update already. So after the first row, you can see a big difference here already between the first 12 rows and then this new row, the number 13. Especially here exactly in where we changed what we were doing, right? So yeah, just like this. I am at the end of this row, on the side of this row. And I'm going to now continue, and we'll do it from the front for this row. So the opposite way. And so I'm going to put the thread to the front, and then I pull it from the front and with that I'm achieving the exact opposite of what we were doing the row before. Okay, so with this technique, I'm actually not flipping around, the work to always continue working in the same way. But we don't really have to do that because we can just change how we're pulling the loops through. But here, it's also just a very simple, very simple steps. We always just take the next loop and pull it through, this time from the front. And here you can see what it looks like after 8, 9, 10, after 10 loops. So we're getting this here, and on the back side it's obviously mirrored to the row before. And so we have that kind of rich here in the row before, and now we have the flush fabric. And I will continue doing this also here for the end of until the end of the row. Okay, so this is my update after this row, and so you can see the difference here between the first row and the second row that I just made. And so yeah, it's just perfectly mirrored between the back and the front. So I just like turned it around. And here you have, yeah, just exactly the opposite. You know, from here it looks like this with the first row flush and the second one with a ridge. And on the opposite side, it looks, yeah, just exactly like the opposite. So we have the ridge in the other spot. And yeah, this is what it looks like after 2 rows. I'm going to continue making another 2 or 3 rows, and I'll give you another update after that. And so here we have the first, you know, 12 or 13 were kind of vertically running, and then now these new ones are horizontal. So for the first ones, I was always switching between after every stitch or after every loop. And now we're doing, you know, 1 row like this and then the other row in the opposite way. And that's just the change of the pattern. And I'm going to continue with a few more rows here, and I'll do actually 12 rows of this also, so we can see what it looks like. Alright, so this is my update, my last update for this video. You can see here the really nice difference of the 2 patterns. So here you can see, you know, both sides are identical from like the idea at least, but obviously they are mirrored. Okay, so here you have kind of the flush parts, and then you have the ridge here. Okay, and so if I look on the exact opposite side here, so we have the ridge part where the flush side was on the other side. Okay, and so yeah, this is what it looks like. And so we have kind of a horizontal structure here. We already have 6-7 rows here of this new pattern. I was gonna say crocheted, but it's actually not crocheted. You know, we were just pulling the loops through each other, and so you don't need any accessories like knitting needles or crocheting hooks. But so I have about half of what I did initially, and I'm going to continue doing this, and I'll see you in the next video.